Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. Welcome out. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor here to bring you that boom bap breakfast. But not just me, I'm talking about us. So get on the bus, get on the plane. If the plane is insane, get on the train. Matter of fact, just let this flow through your vein. We got it for you, simple and plain. Let me bring forth not the main, but the one main. She goes by the name of Burn It Down, Get Back.
Not the main, but the woman. You better talk that talk, ATL.
What's good? What's good? That's
Hey.
Louisiana right there. What, man?
Aha. Push
I'll
that
be outside.
bus. Everybody move to the back of the bus. Do
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
bump and slump with us? We the type of people make the club get crunk.
Yes, boy.
She hit me to some mind game to stimulate and activate the left and right brain. Say, baby boy, you're only funky as your last cut. You focus on the past. It has to be a has, but that's words to live to. Wait, there's word to live by, or either that's words to die to. Whoo, I'm sorry.
Hey,
you know that
man.
verse was about Tribe Called Quest, right?
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got
All
on the head, my conversation lingered in my half an
Oh.
hour. Time to sour, take a shower, because my favorite group ain't coming with it. But I'm with you, because you probably going through it anyway. But anyhow, when in doubt, went out on and bought it, because I thought it would be jamming. But examined one of falsely, off and it's awfully sad and it's costly. But
What?
that's all she wrote. And I hope I never have to float in that boat. Up Shit's Creek is weak is the last note that I want to hit one down. When
no,
all
they couldn't have been talking about
in town. When the record player gets to skipping and slow it down, all y'all can say is them niggas earn the crown. But until then,
so how you know they was talking about? How you know they talking about Tribe?
Because he said it. Andre when asked, yeah, because that was when Tribe, I think, dropped the Love Movement.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, it got to be the Love Movement, because that's the only album that he was like, because what's the name in lyrics was good.
Rhymes in Life.
Beats Rhymes in Life was good. Yeah, I mean all of them besides the Love Movement. I mean, Love Movement had like one or two tracks. I think that joint with Hill,
Faith.
I wanna know. Stressed out. That was a joint, but other than that, yeah. Anyway, Kim, it's good to see you.
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing. I mean, we holding it down. It's like a classical breakdown remix morning show bungalow. I just wanted to use that word.
go on.
I'm gonna stop there before I get too Webster.
Hold on.
Colonial on y'all. What up?
Oh, the folks, they just left us out here, just me and you, like Tony.
Well, we're gonna be here all day, y'all, doing Outkast references. You know what I'm saying? They got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Good thing I ain't had to read that. They got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, wanted to show them a little bit of love,
I've seen the clips. I want to go back and watch the show in its entirety, because again, there's some other aspects about this year's induction ceremony that I find interesting. But Outkast is up here for me. Outkast, Redman, Wu-Tang.
Well, I was a little stunned to see Doja Cat in the what was it? The tribute
to Outkast.
Yeah, it was. It was Janelle Monáe.
All right.
Yeah, hey y'all, of course, all day for her.
Oh, but don't forget, Big Boy was on Tightrope, her first single.
Yeah, exactly. So that was dope. But yeah, I was like, and then the DJ kept yelling while she was trying to do it. See, sometimes DJs need to relax. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You need to relax sometime and let the performer do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up to Outkast. Wanted to give them some love, and then.
Salt and Pepper's here, and we're back.
Salt and Pepper's here. I was going to talk about them a little bit on my little hip hop news segment. with them not getting their masters and stuff, which is wild. Suing Universal after all these years, and really the fact that it's called a masters is really wild.
Interesting. That
You
part
know what
too.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But also, beyond their label withholding their masters, they snatched all their stuff from off the streaming platforms. So I
Mm-hmm.
used to have my mic sounds nice on my little streaming rotation. It don't pop up no more.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's Black woman erasure, man. I mean, I know this doesn't that this happens to artists of all
I
spectrums,
was about to say this ain't just a black woman thing.
but there's a particular animus. There's a particular effort to erase Black women. You know what I mean? Like you can't erase. I don't know. I bet.
I was like, you going down a wormhole there.
No. I mean, that's real talk.
Yeah.
Black woman erasure is a real thing. To delete your whole music catalog, your work, your efforts off the net. I mean, I've had that happen to me several times, so I know it's not just a Kim thing. You know what I mean? That's a real feature of the system to try to erase Black women's contributions.
I'll take more notice of it. I definitely know, like, yeah. I mean, shit, they're trying to erase our history as a damn culture, which makes it makes sense to be like, all right, let's not talk about what we did wrong in this great place that we're talking about. Let's making it a better USA. What is that slogan MAGA has? What is it? Let's go back to making America great again. Great
Yes,
again.
sir. There we go.
Yeah, let's make America great again. And some people be like, wait a minute. When was it great? A lot of people are asking that question. So
A lot of
so let me see. It's November the 13th. You know what I'm saying? Damn, we almost about to hit 2026. I guess I can find out if anybody else is coming.
I was curious. I was wondering as I see this. The clock says 8:09.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get any text from nobody, but I'm used to.
I know because I leave you out there sometimes, so I can't even get on these other ends for not texting. Because
my old Romans would say, I might have to start putting my foot upon neck.
The old Romans, is that what you said?
I used to watch what was it, Gladiators?
Oh, okay.
Man, that how they talk, it was dope. Proper coin would make me persuade me some way. Proper coin. I like that. I'm like, you want me to DJ? You got to come up with proper coin.
Proper coin.
Yes. No doubt.
Well, the government allegedly is reopening, so
yeah. So what is when we say the government is reopening? Is that what I was thinking? I think we need to shut down on the government. How about that?
Go on.
Don't go to work.
Yes.
What they gonna do? If we don't produce, couldn't the people do a shutdown on the government instead of the government doing a shutdown on the people?
Do you mean on like corporate America? Because the government only employs 2 million folks, right? So
oh yeah, they don't employ garbage men. I thought that was just crazy. I thought
not the federal government, beloved.
See, I don't know the difference.
Yes,
and
you do.
I don't have a problem. No, I don't. I don't
Yes,
have a
you do.
problem. Listen. Let me tell you, I do not have a problem saying I don't, and I don't care what y'all think.
But you
I don't
do.
know the difference between the federal government and the government.
Yes, you do.
There.
Why? Okay, so do you
See,
know?
why you gonna tell me what I don't, or you gonna tell me? You gonna give me a definition to help me out?
I refuse to believe that you, at your big age of 76, you do not know the difference between the federal government and the local government. So policing, for example, federal alphabet boys, FBI, CIA, DEA, ATF. You understand that those are federal boys,
okay,
right?
yeah, I still understand that.
So, and Atlanta police don't have the same operating jurisdiction or powers as
okay, I
the
see
FBI,
that.
right?
Got you.
Right. So,
I get that part, but when it comes to other jobs, I don't know the difference.
So your local stuff, your trash, your recycling, that those are done through your municipalities. Here in Prince George's County, they hire Bates, PG County. Y'all know about Bates trash and removal. They pay Bates to come around and grab the trash and then take it to the landfill.
So private companies.
Yes. For some, but then some, I think some municipalities might do, local government trash collection.
So the courthouse.
Yes. What about
it? That should be shut down too, right?
If what? For the federal government shutdown?
So a government shutdown doesn't shut down the courthouses.
No, it does not.
Okay. See, I'm confused. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. So what's shut down and what's not? What's government? What's not?
Hindered the federal courts, right? I mean, they were scaled down to like a skeletal crew. I don't think some of their court staff were being paid on time, but judges were still hearing cases, right? So stuff was still getting adjudicated, though it may not be happening at the usual speed if the federal government were open. But that should only apply to like federal courts. So, when you got indicted for running weed out the pizza joint.
Yeah, y'all go with that bullshit.
That was the feds coming after you, sir. That wasn't
That's
just
what it was. Motherfuckers, boy, I'll tell you.
Trust me, listen, I think people would know the difference, especially when it comes to charges. You catch a fed.
Oh, I was just calling. Guess who I was just calling?
Kamau K. Franklin.
You know it.
Your attorney.
Oh, damn. Oh, where is he at? Bam.
What's up? What's up?
What's good? What's good? You know your phone was just about to ring, bro.
Oh.
I saw it ring. Actually, it just did ring.
Yeah,
for like a half a second.
Yep. And I said, look at this big head. That's good.
Big head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately,
yeah, you do got a peanut head, but
it's a narrow head. It's like narrow. It's like instead of like out here.
Stop being so narrow-minded. Come on.
I'm broad-minded with a narrow head. I don't understand.
Nice.
I think that's one reason why I grew my beard.
Oh, okay. So you don't.
I didn't have a
sick,
but
you would look sick if you didn't have a beard.
I would look sick. I would look sick, like a cancer patient sick?
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's always my go-to. Like I always, if and or when I lose all of the hair thing, I was always just like, I'm gonna cancerous.
Yo, big up to all the cancer patients, man, and big up all the people that beat cancer. Like my cousin Vaughn. Big up to you, Vaughn. Beat cancer.
And, big up to all the people who didn't beat it but tried to.
For real.
Who passed away.
Yeah, soursop, y'all. Get that soursop in.
That soursop, it cures cancer.
It helps.
It cures cancer. Community CMOS.
Yes, that also
in particular
gives you the minerals.
Cures. I'm saying cures.
Let's relax there.
2 scoops.
This is not medical advice.
2 scoops of soursop community CMOS, and your cancer will be done.
So, how do you consume your CMOS, Kamau? How do you ingest it?
Yeah, how do you do it?
At all.
If it ain't sprinkled on chicken,
I've tried it a couple of times. It's not bad. I've tried it a couple of times.
You gotta mix it with a smoothie. So
I eat it in a smoothie.
You eat it in
not a smoothie, but a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? I get a smoothie. Yeah, then I'll do it, but not really. Can't do that. But for all of you out there, Dr. Seba or Seba, what's his name? What's that?
Sebi.
Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Satan, Sebi. Subi.
I went to a lecture of his back in the 90s.
You did?
Yeah, back in the 90s.
Did you find him credible? I know you did.
I mean, he talks about different things. I mean, you can't. Everything they say ain't always going to be right, but there's a lot of good facts. He talked about food, which even talking about broccoli being a hybrid and different things, and you learn stuff.
But he was like one of the main proponents of CMOS back in the day, I think.
Wow, somebody says CMOS is a scam. The fact that it gives you minerals. See, I think
CMOS was a scam. CMOS is not a scam. What's wrong with y'all?
Good, smart. Let me give him 5 minutes real quick. He's a
Jay,
young boy.
How do you put it in the chat, B? How is it a scam? We're selling it. We're not selling no damn scam. I'm telling you, it cures cancer, heart disease. You can amputees grow their legs back. All that shit can happen just with some CMOS. You know what y'all talking about.
Enough.
Anyway, I ran into Geechee yesterday. Big up to Geechee. I was over in the Pittsburgh area. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call the pits. That's like a hood in Atlanta. And I went to this Haitian vegan spot. Met up with another friend to have a meeting about working on some health stuff. So it's pretty good. Little Haitian vegan spot. Only Haitian thing was the rice. Everything else is like regular. Nah, I mean, you know how different rices, like you got what is it, the African rice they call jollof rice. It's like different rices. When you go to different islands, you got rice and peas. Some say peas and rice. And you know,
Peas and rice, yeah.
that's a very big staple in a lot of different cultures.
Rice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. From South Carolina all the way to Asia. Am I wrong?
This is how you said it, though. This is how you said it. It just sounded a certain way to me.
I was going to say like the global South. You know what I'm saying? South
Carolina. Some specific areas.
I mean, only ones that don't really fuck with rice is Italians.
Because of the pasta, you mean?
Yeah, they eat pasta. I don't really see them doing rice. What's that? Rice-a-toni?
Don't the Italians die young, or do they live long?
Arborio rice for risotto.
Risotto, that's what it's called. Risotto. Yeah, but that's terrible. You like
do
risotto?
I do. I make a good risotto.
I made that up. I don't think they do actually. But you know what would make them live longer? Community seamless.
I gotta find that commercial.
We live into 120 when they start eating our sea moss. That's how long we've been on the market secretly.
You
don't know that I'm actually 104 years old. Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. They don't know. But I remember about reading about your birth in the Torah. the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Damn.
Yo. All right. So it looks like it's gonna be us three today.
Let's do it.
I guess we got.
Will there be news today? That's always the question.
Yeah.
Have you sent me any TikTok things? You need to send me some TikTok things. I'm in the mood for your TikTok stuff.
So how do you feel about this government opening back up? Good thing or no thing?
Come out.
The Democrats caved. So I mean, obviously you want people to get their checks and everything like that, but they got nothing out of it. So you know, they it's one of those things. It's like, so why'd you do it at all? Because you could have, you know, like if you again, you had the polls showing that the Republicans were taking the blame for it. You supposedly did it in order to ensure healthcare premiums wouldn't rise, and to get some guarantees, but yet they're rising. And now he's talking about, apparently, and when I saw another story this morning about resources that would go to houseless people or affordable housing is going to be switched from HUD to start to go towards other things, opposed to stabilized housing, work requirements. And apparently they said drug treatment, if I'm not mistaken. But
sounds like forced institutionalization of unhoused people.
This is kind of
like what we said. They're going to be cutting, like I'm dead up. People are going to be taking the jobs that are underpaid, and whether or not they're healthy enough to do it or not, they don't care. Right?
I mean, this dude is gaining favor. Ain't he about to bless everybody with $2,000?
That's what he said. You know, Trump is a liar. If he's talking and breathing, he is telling a falsehood.
We got 14 before, right?
What?
14,000?
How much? 1,400.
Oh, when Biden did it?
Yeah. He did it
During
before.
COVID.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't do it again. I mean, to gain favor right now, when you know everybody like this dude.
Americans sell out cheap. They sell themselves cheap. People born in the U.S.
When you say gain favor, who is he gaining favor amongst?
The poor, as they say. He's saying he's giving some money out to the less fortunate, right?
I mean, you've heard people say, "Oh, Trump, $2,000. Now he has my favor." Like I'm just, where is this? Have you observed people saying this? I'm just curious.
I would think that would be a move of being like, let me gain favor. I don't see people saying it, but I'm thinking that might be a move on his behalf to be like, let me do something for the people so I can gain a little love. No?
Not enough.
I'm saying even if he gave it, it's almost, it's like you selling your soul for 2 G's when
some people will.
Yeah, that pays what? Like if you're lucky, 1 month's rent.
When you say sell your soul, let us not pretend as though if a $2,000 check showed up in the mail, Kamal.
I'm not going to not cash it.
Exactly. Y'all gonna cash that motherfucker. Stop playing.
But the point is, like, you know, it ain't the problem solver that like the selling of it will be made to be, right? The selling of it is what a great thing. I don't even think he's gonna be able to push it through because like the so-called Republicans, like, you know, it's not a budget buster, but it's a whole lot of money all at once or whatever. So I don't think he's gonna be able to push it through.
And don't he got to sign to even allow the government to open back up? Don't they got to run through him, his signature? So he could be like, nah, Trump.
Oh, you're saying it's his proposal, so he would sign it?
No, I'm saying they said that he has to sign it to make the government open up.
Yeah, he did already. I think he did.
Oh, he did.
I think the government is. I think the government, if I'm not mistaken, is officially open again.
So I was proposing that we do a people shutdown and not go to work. How would that work, though?
Didn't we used to do that? Remember Black Solidarity Day back in the day? There was a day. No. You were around in the East Coast. It was like Black Solidarity Day, where there was like a day like we would take off.
Is this when you was at Black Wall Street?
Again.
Me and Kim up here like, when was this?
Anybody, Zenzi might remember.
Oh,
like in New York City, we honored Black Solidarity Day. We did.
What did that look like for you in Zinzibel? Y'all just skipped elementary school that day? Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, it was like you did anything, but it was kind of like an almost day off.
See, Isabel do remember. She says she absolutely do remember. I don't remember that.
In the East Coast for a little while. Like, again, that kind of group cohesion was probably fading. Thank you, Sugar Shane. It was probably fading, but there was still a little bit of like, there was Black Solidarity Day. And it was a day where a lot of Black students did take off from school.
Okay.
Let me King birthday. That came later.
No. There was a particular. I'm trying to remember what day of the year it was. It was not a King's birthday thing. It was by itself a day that was somebody. I mean, I think it's something like years ago. Somebody had designated it as something for that, for like black folks withdrawing their labor and so forth. But it became something that had a little, almost like Kwanzaa had staying power for a while. I mean, Kwanzaa still has staying power, but like something that was like, even if you weren't overtly politicized, it was something that was kind of there, that people knew about. And, I would say a critical mass or a good percentage of people were like, parents would honor it in some way or would not send their kids to school that day. And we did not go to school for a little while, I think, on Black Solidarity Day.
Interesting.
Just one day though. The Martin Luther King and the bus strike was like months, right?
Sanitation strike. The trash workers.
Why are you laughing? Wasn't the bus strike for a while?
This is the way you said it, nigga. The bus strike. The Montgomery bus boycott.
Okay.
The proper name.
It was a shorter name.
It was over a year.
See how long that shit was when I just said the bus strike? It's 2 words. Go ahead.
It was over a year.
Now, see, that right there is powerful. But a Solidarity Day, I mean, that's a vacation.
Oh, I agree with you. But people think they can just call for a boycott these days, and it's just gonna happen. I've seen like groups like, we're gonna put out the message, the boycott. And it's like, okay, and what have you done to what have you done to prepare for that? Whatever.
The big hiccup I see with the general strike is how does that apply for people that work in healthcare, right? For those that are taking care of patients that require intensive care or home health care or whatever. Like, you can't just call out of work if you are required to show up and change somebody and feed them.
Also, it's a strike. For a strike, you wouldn't. If you were a nurse, would you not? If you were a nurse and your labor union called for a strike for unfair wages or labor conditions or work conditions, would you not strike?
Yes, and we've seen the nurses do that. We've seen healthcare workers do that. So, but we talk anyway. But maybe you answer my question.
And you develop relationships with these patients where you're like, I can't not go when I know they need me. You know what I'm saying? As a nurse, I would think. I mean,
they'd be all right for a day. For a couple. I mean, again, that's the whole point, though, because that's what the other side would do, is to try to build out the sympathy thing. Like, these patients, and of course they're human beings. But if you cared so much about the patients, then you would pay me properly. You would make sure my work conditions were good. You would make sure I had my own health benefits in order. all that stuff could be in place if you so-called cared. But because most hospitals or a lot of hospitals these days are run for profit themselves, they don't care as much as they claim about the patients. The patients are there to get, they order drugs for the patients. A lot of pregnancies, a good percentage of pregnancies are now scheduled, even when they don't have to be scheduled, right? And so that the doctors can have particular time periods in which they know when things are happening. They don't like it when a woman goes into labor, naturally. Like they don't like that shit at all. It's like, what? I got to come into the whatever. They want to schedule cesareans and stuff like that. So all this stuff in hospitals, the way it's run is like an industry, and people should, and I think that, again, if I don't think this is anytime soon in coming, but when folks call for general strikes or call for boycotts, there's a whole lot of work that you have to pre-do. And I think some groups try to do that, of course, but there's a whole lot of pre-work, which they did during the Montgomery bus boycott. Do a whole bunch of pre-work in terms of making sure people had rides, right? That people had places to kind of build up their energies, like the church and stuff like that.
It was organized.
Community programs and all that kind of stuff to sort of motivate people to keep it going for a long period of time. I think it went much longer than obviously the bus company and the city thought they could wait it out. And they had to make some concessions. Now, on the back end, you can argue that some of the concessions were less than what some of the demands could have been or should have been. Obviously, people got to sit wherever they wanted, but then they had to, I think, one of the things that's pointed out is they hired like 1 or 2 drivers. Like, what I mean? It wasn't like they, had to hire a whole bunch at the particular time. So demands were less than what they should have been.
Can I interrupt you real quick? For all my people, I already did. For all my people that's watching and they got different views, you could go to YouTube and it gives you a choice to watch the phone view or to watch the computer view. So you have an option. So you don't have to be stuck watching the phone view if you got a computer. And if you're on your phone, you can watch, So you have options when you come to YouTube. I hear a lot of people.
But that's new, isn't it? They didn't used to do that.
Yeah, but you got options now. So it looks a little better on the phone when you're watching it compared to that's what Kim been talking about we need to do. So we're doing it now.
Not so much
you made that happen.
For the view, but for the fact that YouTube recommends the live broadcast when they are in the phone view, in the vertical view. So I was hoping that we could get some more people watching if we change it up.
And that's what we're testing out right now. So a little test. So let me ask you this. If y'all were the leaders of organizations, right? Of the organization of the people. And it came to a point where we was like, okay, government shut down. We shutting down on the government. What would be your number one demand to go back to work and work with?
If we're able to shut down the government, and number one demand,
what would be your number one demand? What do you want from this?
Take the means of production out of private hands and to put it in the hands of the people.
Oh, excuse me. That was just a corporation laugh. Go ahead.
No. You actually was my number one demand. That would be my number one demand.
Y'all act like y'all got power. Go ahead, Kim.
You just gave me the power. You just gave me a scenario.
I gave you the scenario.
Shut down.
But
what would be my number one demand? Why would you give me a scenario and then poo-poo my answer when you gave me the hypothetical?
Because the corporations ain't gonna allow that.
No, Negro. If I'm at a point where we have shut down the government, if we've shut down the federal government because of our people power, then there's big demands to be made. It ain't simply, can I get a wage? You know what I mean? So that you're talking about a scenario which has monumental proportions to it. You've just said we've shut down the federal government. And if we were able to do that, what would our demands be? It certainly would be an extra holiday off.
Exactly. I feel that.
Yeah, but it would be something, it would be like, hell, basically we're saying we're taking over the government. We're changing how things are done. That means there has to be millions of people out in the street surrounding the White House, the Pentagon, the Capitol. You know what I mean? Like that's not what your scenario was. This huge advance in mass movement. And then
we want the power in the people's hands. That's what you're saying.
I want minimum wage raised from $7.20 to $9.
Ain't that like too many cooks in the kitchen?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about no more. I'm not talking to you anymore about
this. I would take and collect everyone that is unhoused, and we would go to every empty unit, starting in the upper class neighborhoods first. Every empty house, every empty condo, every empty duplex. Just give the unhoused people the keys. Here you go. And everything is free in terms of our utilities. Can I tell you, I feel like Pepco literally is robbing me like every single month. I feel like I'm getting robbed by the Potomac Electric Power Corporation. Like, why are we paying for water? Why do we pay for electricity? Why do you pay for heat? Like, these are everything that humans require would be given without cost. If I were king of the forest.
If I were president, I think the good Mayor Andre Dinkins allowed it so that people can't lose their heat over this winter break. Like, you can't. They're not going to allow them to take heat away. Yeah, shut off the heat.
I mean, that's good. I speculate about what kind of bills people will be looking at come spring. You know what I mean? But again, like, I don't know what. All the tickets, all the citations written by police, written, by bureaucrats and regulators. Like, where the fuck does this money go? Like, I am in such confusion. For example, in the state of Maryland, they're talking about making cuts to different things. I said, we got casinos and legal weed. What are y'all doing with the money? Like, it don't make no fucking sense. Like, what are y'all doing with the money? I know what they're doing with the money, putting it in their pocket, but
vacationing, staycationing, all that. All right, it looks like Kamal is pulling up some news, so let me do a first break. Am I wrong?
No, you're completely correct.
No, man. Listen, man, you got to notice everything. When you're the ear doctor, you got to hear and you got to see what's going on. You got to see the future.
Y'all got this big brother, little brother shit going on. It's charming.
He's the little brother, you're saying?
Oh, yes. Definitely. Shit.
Although I look 20 years younger.
There's no confusion with that one there, Kim.
I wasn't sure.
Well, come out to put you in a headlock, sir. Give you a nugget.
Oh my God, what do you mean? Definitely, he's an older brother. This is a good father time.
Tell him no. You still fine out here. Still fine. Still fine.
Oh, shit.
Silver fox.
I'm trying to find it. What am I looking for?
They call him a zaddy. You a zaddy out here.
You a zaddy.
Zaddy, B. Explain that.
Oh my God.
I don't know what a zaddy is. Explain it. What is that?
I think it's a sexy elder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll be a zaddy then. I'll probably.
Saying.
I need me a toothless cougar. Let's take a break.
I'm ashamed of my affiliation right now.
Oh yeah! Remix on a remix. Let's do it like this. Okay, let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you back to 1995 with my boy Kool G Rap off the album 456. Name of that song is For the Brothers. Mixed with a little bit of 2003. We're talking about Outkast album Speaker Box Love Below. The name of that song is Prototype. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's read, and donate where you wonder. I can tell you right now, blkliberationmedia.org, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. Go there and donate, and go ahead and copy some merch while you over there and get fly. You like your guy right here, all right? That said, let's get back to it with the crew. You know how we do right here on the Remix Morning Show.
Started bouncing uptown to stock up my niggas, straight blew the block up.
Oh, damn. How did I get there? There we go. All right, Cool G Rap. I'm going to go see him at the end of the month on the 30th at City Winery. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
They bring all the legends back, man. I never got to see Cool G Rap over all these years, and he's one of the ones that got everybody doing what they're doing right now. I'm talking about drug dealing rap, talking about that mafia lifestyle. Not saying
Even
that's a good influence.
Even the flow. His flow was like, it went from a little bit of a nursery rhyme thing to a little bit different when he started doing his flow.
One of the best storytellers in hip hop history. I mean, the dude is a beast, and he's still doing it. He did have some women abuse things going on with him, But anyway.
But you know what?
I
said, but but his music was, but
his music though. That goddamn Ike and Rick James. There was some wild boys with their women.
Michael Jackson was accused of some pedophilia, but that goddamn dance music, woo,
that nigga could dance.
Set you on fire. Oh my God.
I ain't right. You neither, Kamal.
I know.
All right.
I'm interested what this movie is gonna look like, though. This Michael Jackson movie. Before we get to the news, real quick, have y'all seen some of the?
Yeah, with Jermaine's son playing Mike.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, Jermaine Jackson's son.
Jafar Jackson.
Yeah. So can they really get mad?
He looked nothing like the note, whatever it just looked bad. The one angle I saw was like, I don't know who thought this looked like. Was this some stage of Michael's look? I was like, is this like just the angle here and it's gonna look better in the movie?
But ain't that the thing? Is like, do we get somebody that looks like him, or we get somebody that acts? Like, do we want a good actor, or do we want a good lookalike?
Both, actually. I want both. I want both. I want to be like immersed in the character of like believing that that's the person. And if you look too different, like if it's like the dude that played Fred Hampton, great actor.
Yeah.
And after a while, I started getting into it. But at the beginning, I was like, this dude looks nothing like Fred Hampton.
Kind of like when Chadwick Boseman played Thurgood Marshall. I'm like, Chadwick, he's giving performance.
Yes,
he's not giving light skin. Nina was see-through. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, Nina Simone. I mean, they was gonna get Mary J to play it. I was like, okay, I can see her looking the part, but then they got an actress, but she looked nothing like Nina Simone. You know what I mean?
No, it's crazy. They don't. Yeah. So I'm a little worried about that part from what I saw.
Wait, can I ask you a question? As it pertains to people of color and Black people, are our complexions part of our personality? Like when we're talking about casting for certain historical figures, when the light, when the skin tone is drastically off, like it kind of throws the audience a little bit. Like
it throws me a little bit. It does throw me a little bit. Like if if you're going to play a historical figure, part of that is looking a little bit like the historical figure, no matter, so they were light-skinned or dark-skinned or whatever. Like I would want to feel like I'm believing that this is that person. That would be part of the reason for me looking at the bio in the first place, is like, oh, I can get immersed into that, whatever.
Were you bothered by seeing Denzel playing Malcolm not being light-skinned?
At first it did.
Really?
Yeah. Did you? You said you did, Ken? Oh, yeah. I was gonna say at first I was a little hesitant because, but I thought he did such a great job. I mean, he is one of the people, like he did such a great job, even if I didn't like Spike Lee's direction of the movie.
Yeah.
There were times where I did, so I was like, oh, I feel like but yeah.
Okay, I think they nailed it with Ray. Jamie Foxx did that damn Ray boy.
Yeah. Well, he's a good impressionist. Yeah.
But it also helped that Ray Charles was alive You know what I'm saying? When they were making the movie, so Jamie could lean in real time on Ray Charles's mannerisms, his his movements, the way he spoke, and.
But like even when Andre 3000 played Jimi Hendrix, like I was like, that's a good cast. But
wait a minute,
can he? Yeah, can he play Jimmy? Yeah, it came out.
What was the movie?
Years ago.
Yeah, it was years ago.
There's a Jimi Hendrix movie where Andre 3000 plays Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, yes. Don Cheadle played Miles Davis. Did you know that?
Yeah, that I knew.
Okay.
That track.
And I can see that.
Yeah, that was a good cast. I mean, yeah, that was good how they did that. But anyway, all right.
There's a couple of movies where they got this dude. They got this dude. I think he's making a living playing Malcolm X like 3 different times. They get in 3 different movies. I've seen him play Malcolm X because he's a tall, thin. Like what's that? What's the movie about the drug dealer in Harlem? I think.
Oh, Godfather. Godfather of Harlem with with I
don't know, but Forrest Whitaker is like
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
I said Jamie, my bad.
Such an asshole. Yo.
Jamie? I didn't even catch that.
Let me get out of here.
Oh my God. Somebody said Scarlett Johansson coming as Asada Shakur coming to a theater near you.
Hilarious.
I can see that.
Beyonce. It's gonna be Beyonce. They're going
Beyonce playing Asada.
Beyonce, we have an excellent role for you.
You can play the revolutionary Asada Shakur. Oh my God, that'd be great. Can I sing? It can be a musical.
Why Mani pronounce her name so we can stop messing it up in the chat room? It's Mani.
It's Amani, isn't it?
Bruh, did I mess it up? Bruh, just read it. She pronounced. She broke it down. So,
I'm not gonna remember that though.
Imani, y'all can't remember Imani?
No, Imani, I'm going to remember. I'm not sure what he was telling me. He said something, but I don't know. Anyway, Kim, do your thing.
2-step into the news, Naga. Today, Crosby. Today.
He's building.
Sheesh, that joint is coming through double time. Like,
yeah, okay, it wasn't just me. Thank you.
All right, now come out on your screen. Do you have the phone view and the other view?
Yeah, both are on my screen.
Take the phone view down, and you won't hear that no more.
I don't know how to do that now.
It's underneath. It says hide the phone. You see?
No, it doesn't on my shit.
Yes, it does. It's right under that.
But that's if he's looking at it on his phone, right? He's looking at it on his laptop.
He's on his computer, his laptop, and it shows 2 screens: a phone screen and a big screen. It's underneath. It said hide it, and when you hide it, you
wait a minute, hide it. Yeah, it does. It doesn't say hide. There's an icon thing.
Yes, and now you won't hear the double. Same on your computer screen, Kim.
Thank you for that.
All right,
get off the screen. Welcome, everybody. Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media.
I feel so bad.
LiberationMedia.org.
It's such a fall off from Wednesday. You understand? Like, it's just a Wednesday is up here and then Thursday be down. Dog, it's like it's such a
we have a better time
off in quality.
We have a better time on Thursdays. I know Thursdays does seem to be a rush job sometimes. But we here, we loving, we living.
Apparently we are getting roasted thoroughly in the chat. The chat is tearing us to shreds. Chat, please.
Right. They love this humor. Hopefully.
Please.
So again, Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media. We have over 259 views happening as we speak. Hopefully let's get over the 300 mark. We need that support. BOKLiberationMedia.org because we are demonetized. So please go to the website and give a little something as a donation, and/or go to Patreon where we come up with new videos every so often. Please give some donations there. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Thank you all so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Come out. Any particular place that you would like to start? Because where you want to go?
There's this crazy story about a new type of payday loan that I read, and I was shocked at this sort of audacity. It says this lender said its loans would help Tennesseans. It has sued more than 110,000 of them, and that's when you hear the interest rates. So it says Rosetta Hanson was working an evening shift at a tubbing factory in 2023 when a sheriff's deputy showed up and handed her a court summons. She was being sued for failing to pay off her loan of $2,050. What confused Hanson was that she had already paid a couple of thousand more than she borrowed. But now the company, Advanced Financial, said she owed more. Between what she'd already paid the company and the lawsuit, Advance stood to receive over $12,500 from Hanson, records show. Hanson, 57, had taken out a loan in 2021 after her mortgage company threatened to foreclose on her modest 3-bedroom house. Hanson made enough money to support herself, but after taking in 4 of her grandchildren, she was struggling a little bit. Like most borrowers, Hanson could not afford an attorney to handle the suit. It says, but she hoped to work out a payment plan. When she arrived in the courthouse in 2023, she was directed to a line of a half a dozen people waiting to meet an attorney representing the company. Across Tennessee, Advance has sued over 110,000 people since 2015, significantly more than any other payday lender, making it one of the largest plaintiffs in any Tennessee-based company collecting debt. In Hanson's Appalachian County of 66,000, where nearly half the households make less than 55,000, the company has filed one case per every 32 residents over that time. This is the kicker. Advance began filing thousands of lawsuits soon after Tennessee lawmakers approved the Flex Loan, a product pioneered by Advance in Tennessee. The loan's $4,000 cap is 9 times higher than the limit for almost any other payday loan, and the company charges the equivalent of a 279% annual interest rate. Let me repeat that. The company charges the equivalent of a 279% annual interest rate. Before Flex loans became legal in 2015, payday lenders could only lend $425, and the borrower could never be required to pay back more than $500. Since then, the protections have been eliminated, and thousands of borrowers have been defaulting. So
I love these Judeo-Christian values that America, especially in Bible Belt country, in red states, that they allow this predatory lending practices. I mean, usury come out is what, usually like 30%, something silly.
I feel like the mafia don't get away with nothing more than 50% or 60% of the time. You know what I mean? So this was company records show Hanson, this first person we mentioned, made her twice a month payments on time, paying over $6,600. Remember, this was on a $2,000 loan, $6,600 in 10 months.
That's nauseating. Like, that is absolutely revolting. And we're talking about a grandmother raising her grandchildren that took out this payday loan in order to remain housed. And now she's paid back what, 6 times the amount?
Yeah, this is
being
so
sued.
crazy. All legal.
Well, so I know these payday loans vary from state to state. I don't think they have payday loans in Maryland. But I remember when I was in St. Louis, they did have payday loans in Missouri. And I went and got my first and only payday loan because, I was trying to run them streets. Me and my friends, we was trying to go to New Orleans. I was trying to meet the girls down in New Orleans, and I was a little short on my paycheck. So I went to the payday loan spot, and I think I borrowed like $500. And I think they wanted to check references. So I put my granny down, my grandmother, because I didn't want my mother to, I didn't want them to call my mama, and my mother would be like, why the fuck are you getting $500 from the payday loan? So my granny wasn't gonna ask no questions. So they just wanted to verify who I was. So long story short, I got the money, went to New Orleans, had a blast. And then when I came back, I ended up paying the loan back a little early, and they were shocked. Like, they were shocked because I looked at the paper. I'm like, 34%, 53%. I'm not an economist, Kamal, but I'm not I'm not a financier per se, but nigga, I understand percentages. I said, ain't no way, baby. This is robbery out here. So I remember I paid it back early, and they were surprised. They were stunned. They were like, people usually don't pay these early. I said, shit, I saw the interest rate.
Yeah, the fact that they got a whole they have a courtroom lined up of people specifically to go into to start negotiations right away. So they've set up an office in the court for this financial company to have their lawyers sit there and one by one have them go in front of them to talk about how they're going to be paying back their loans or potentially face jail time, loss of property. I mean, it's crazy because this is like you said, it's like, what is it going to be? Debtor's prison? The fact that all regulations around this stuff has been smashed, and again, 249% interest rate, or like a yearly interest rate, that's crazy.
Explain this. So when you sue people in civil court, 10,000, or maybe it depends on the state, but usually 5 to 10,000 is small claims, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
Over 10,000, that puts you in big boy court, don't it? To explain that to me, please?
So I mean, big civil court or whatever has this more like regular procedures and things that you have to follow. Usually, people will have lawyers. There's rules of evidence and so forth. Small claims court is basically you can represent yourself. It's a more lax evidentiary hearing level. So, you obviously need to bring in documents or something to show your side. The other side brings in documents and stuff to show their side. But it's a far more casual experience. And you're normally 9 out of 10 times people are representing themselves. And the judge is making whoever the magistrate or the hired judge or retired judge who's overseeing those cases makes either quick decisions there or sends something in the mail. So it's a much relaxed and faster process. Usually those things get deliberated that particular day when you have your court hearing. But like civil court takes there's discovery, there's evidentiary hearings and all the rest of it. There's chances for depositions to interview the parties on both sides. So it's a much longer process for lawsuits.
So when you hear the people arriving to court to, deal with these cases of them being sued by this payday lender, and there's a line of people waiting to speak with the attorney, these people are trying to do some sort of either arbitration or diversionary, or trying to set up some sort of arrangement with the attorney representing the company before you go.
Before they haven't seen a judge, right? They've not argued any facts in front of a judge. All they're doing is going straight to the attorney to cut a deal. That's strictly what they're doing. They can say, I paid this, but look, according to your loan, it says that you have to pay this amount every 2 weeks. You missed a payment here, you missed a payment there. That was 8 months ago I missed a payment. I've made all my payments since. Oh, it doesn't matter, because if you miss 1 or 2 payments, this provision on page 45 of the contract kicks in, which now says the interest rate is going from 40% to 249%. And so now you owed us on the back end $350. And then since you didn't ever pay that fine of $250, that interest rate has kicked in also, which is why you owe us another $3,464. And that's all on top of the $6,000 that you already paid, and on top of the $2,000 that you originally owed us. So it's a racket. It's a scheme, right? And the fact that they can get away with it because Tennessee has basically changed the rules around payday, where I think you mentioned in a lot of places at one point it was $500 was the top, and there was only a certain amount that people had to pay back, and they couldn't go above that. Tennessee has erased all of that apparently, and just basically said, if you take out that loan, you're responsible for any rule or contractual obligation they put in there. And so people are just schlepping in, basically being forced to pay it. And this story is new, but this has been going on for a number of years.
I know you're not a religious person, but I know you have knowledge of religions. And in Islam and in Judaism, I'm not even sure if it's in the Christian Bible, but in Islam and Judaism specifically, there are rules against usury, right? Against lending money and then charging exorbitant interest. Like, it is haram if I got it right. Like, it's a sin. You're not supposed to do that. And societies historically understood that they will collapse if people are made to be debt slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's this sister, this white woman I follow on TikTok. She's Irish. She's brilliant. And I never look at her name, but I follow her. So I think I've been send you some of her stuff. She's really smart. But anyway, she talked about how during Roman times, yes, citizens of the Roman Empire and the British Empire, whatever, they would incur debts, but every so often the emperor or the king would forgive these debts. They would erase the debts because people being in debt bondage collapses societies, right? People lose faith in the leadership, in the monarch, or they are in such financial dire straits, they're unhoused, they can't eat, they can't provide. It makes society decay from the bottom up. And it's like America either is oblivious to that or absolutely does not care if society rots from the ground up. But you know, it has a bad forbearance for what is coming. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's hope so, because I think what they're depending on is somebody just put up the Bible is actually pretty big on forgiving debts. It's called a jubilee. But in this society, I think that, you know, people, the government and or these financiers and these big corporations, they're not scared of their masses. They're not scared of the people, right? The people don't riot and rebel over their financial or economic conditions enough where they've learned their lesson, right? They keep on, even if they back off at some point, like, you know, it's too many decades in between huge labor struggles or huge debt struggles. Like somebody literally, so people literally, you know, as opposed to being like I'm not paying this and or going to the court and saying F you or threatening people, to be honest. They go to the court and they feel as if the weight of the world is on their shoulders, right? They're scared of again, losing whatever little they have left. And they bow down to the conditions and the ways in which the lawyer and society treats them as these people who have now screwed up. And you owe this big company this money. You took this debt out. So now you owe us 279 percentage points higher than what you took out. And people just accept it as like, oh yeah, I got to pay it, you know? And I think that's part of even the joke earlier, it's part of like the people are so propagandized that as opposed to fighting back against government and corporate malfeasance and or the ability to put people in and make them wage slaves, we accept it, and we accept it as part of the condition of us being failures in life. So I think only until that kind of switch starts to happen more frequently will there be some kind of change, because you know, like they're gonna get away with what they can, and that's what it feels like.
This country will never be so-called Christian values, Judeo-Christian values. Like they make up that abortion is a sin and against the ways of God in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. Like having an abortion is not in the Bible, but usury is, right? And they will very easily overlook that, ignore that. You know, well, we are fundamentally a good country that believes in God and Jesus. Well, you don't believe in not keeping people in debt forever. Yeah. Speaking of, Kamau, did you see the story where Trump has proposed the 50-year mortgages? Did y'all cover this yesterday on a remix?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't on yesterday.
The 50-year mortgages? 50-year mortgages, Kamau. 50. I'm like, do you understand niggas is not living to 50? What you mean?
Yes, they covered it yesterday.
Okay, thank you so much. We don't have to talk about it, but just another example of where we are in the scheme of late stage capitalism as it all falls down. Now they want to ensnare those that have been excluded from being able to buy a house. Oh yeah, no, you can buy a house. Sure, you can buy a house now at 40. You'll be 90 when you pay it off. Good luck.
That's crazy on its face. A 50-year mortgage. What the hell am I going to do with that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't allow you even, I know you can't even pay your mortgage down early. Most mortgage provisions, if let's say my mortgage was 200,000 and I hit the lot, like, and I wanted to put down 50,000 on the principal. They don't really let you do that in most of these mortgages.
What?
Yeah, I didn't like. It's not like you can get a windfall and then pay it down. They want that money every week, or they tell you, oh, on the back end. So instead of 30, like so it's not. It doesn't have nothing to do with the money that you still got to pay everything once a month, but on the back end. So instead of 30 years, now the mortgage is 25 years, but on the back end. But like, can I get 5 years of no payments if I pay it right now? Like, oh hell no, hell no.
and there's a whole lot of higgy hagger going on in the financial systems that I think everybody needs to be paying attention to, especially if you got money invested, which I know me and you as brokies do not. And that's how we win, Kamal. We don't put no money in the system. That way we can't lose none.
Yeah, all
for
my
y'all
money's in the bank.
ballers out there with profiles and y'all got IRAs and shit, y'all might want to look into that shit, because I see the shit is doing great now. The stock market performing very high now, but there's a lot of little seismic, tremors, a lot of activity on the underside that indicate that we could be headed towards a big financial fall. So if you got money to lose, start getting your shit out right now.
I do have an IRA.
Like digging up a hole in my backyard and putting all my money in it.
Who gave you an IRA, ear doctor?
Me.
Besides, you got an IRA.
Yeah, I got one. I actually had a little stock in Nike, but I pulled it out because I was like, this ain't making no money.
Oh, you do a little dabble in the stock market?
This was some years back, before I got on Black Liberation Media.
Oh. You did the drug proceeds, you invested them? I got you.
Nah, but I didn't see what it was. I was like, okay, because they always was like, just put it over there and leave it alone. So I always looked at it like, it's for my kids one day. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I just put it.
When I was younger, I did some bonds, but then I took it out early and it wiped out everything that you gained. So it was like I put $2,000 in some bond thing. Then they roll it over for you. Like, so if you like, I kept it in for a year, and it was a higher interest rate of like maybe 6% or something like that. And I felt pretty good, but I forgot to take it out, and so they roll it over for you. But then I went to take it out. They're like, oh, when you roll it over, then they take the penalty out.
Yeah.
Which meant I got back my $2,000, and anything I earned was gone. It's like, well, what the fuck is that about?
How do you invest in other countries? Like, I'd like to buy some treasury bonds in China. Are you allowed to do that? Yeah. China seems to be on the upside. You know what I'm saying? China's got a nice trajectory going on. You might want to drop a couple coins on them China T-bills.
And I was thinking about buying a couple acres of land, right, and putting some RVs on it. You can finance them and be paying like $700 a month.
What's going to do with the RV? Like, you don't live in an RV?
Airbnb.
You go to Airbnb.
But I'm hearing that market is going down now too. Like, the whole Airbnb thing is going down. Houses is going down because people is losing jobs and can't pay for it. So I'm like, where in the hell is this place going, and what's the direction? I'm
Take
so
the money out
confused.
the bank. There's going to be a bank run.
Yep.
And I'm going to put it in, bury it in the backyard.
I'm trying to figure out what's a good investment right now.
Cash. Money taking over for the 9.
Well, gold, right? Gold is supposed to be the huge thing that gold prices are going through the roof.
Just buying gold bars and letting them sit?
You can't afford no gold bar. Just little.
Whoa! You don't know.
Here, doctor, look up real quick how much gold is selling for an ounce per ounce right now. I want to say it's very, very high.
You'll be like, what was that politician from Jersey? He had the gold bar up in the refrigerator, up in the freezer. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what really are you gonna do with a gold bar if shit really go down? Like, yo, I got a gold bar.
I agree with that too. Yeah, it's like at some point you got a big piece of metal in your hand.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with that?
A weapon.
I think the biggest resource is going to be water.
Well, for everybody though, right?
Yeah. The biggest resource is like, if I got water.
Well, I mean, not just though. I mean, because it rains everywhere, right? So you can collect water if you needed to.
And now you can't do that in some certain places. You can't collect rainwater. Like in Georgia, I don't think you can collect rainwater.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you live and all that kind of provisions. Yeah.
What does that even mean? Like, you can't have a rain
barrel?
Ain't
that crazy? Yeah, you can't. They control the skies, the land. They control it all.
They're like, no, you gotta go through the utilities. You want water? You gotta go through the utility company to get water.
Yeah, they said Yipper just said you can in Utah.
all the solar panels. Remember all the big thing around the solar power you get to buy back and all that. Some companies all around the like
Look
it's
at Kim's
uneven right now.
face.
Some countries, yeah, they're like, no, we don't want
Kim is in
no.
disbelief right now.
They're like, no.
Yes, Kim, they own the air. They own the air.
We literally have to tear this shit down brick for brick.
This is
And then
wild.
use an accelerant and then set it on fire, right? Like it's not just enough to tear it down. We have to burn it down. We have to cleanse it with actual fire. Like this is too rotten to continue to exist. That's why you see my niggas up there, 3-Eye Atlas. You see my niggas standing on standby.
Are they still circling?
They on standby, shorty. They said they're gonna show up come
When
Christmas.
are they supposed to come? Was it supposed to be already or no?
No, not yet. December 19th is when it's supposed to make its
they
closest.
got a date?
Okay. Yes. Yo, yeah. Okay. And it's up there sparkling. It's up there. It's 3-Eye Atlas up there stunting and showing off. You don't hear nothing about it.
I need to make some shirts.
About 3-Eye. That's small money. Search is small money. What you got? No, see, that's you petty cash.
Small.
You
I'm thinking small. I'm petty.
No, what you got to do is claim that you're a representative of the aliens, and you're selling seats on the fucking seat on the fucking ship.
There we go.
That's what you got to do.
How much?
Jeff Bezos shit, like the
I gotta get on my Dr. Umar.
They pay $1 million kind of thing. It's like, yo, what is it called, Kim, again? AI 13?
3-Eye Atlas.
3-Eye Atlas is on the way. 3-Eye Atlas is on the way, and they're here to save the day. If you don't want to live in this condition no more, if you want to live amongst people who care about you, aliens who care about you, this world is coming to an end. Y'all know that already. Deuteronomy 14.96854321. Read that shit. Read that.
I could be the new Marcus Garvey.
Read that. You know what I'm saying? But it's limited space. There's only the first as 144,000 can be taken. 144,000 can be taken. But you got to give me a little something to reserve your seat, because I know these people. I speak their language. I speak alien.
I see it. The light-skinned Marcus Garvey, Kamal Franklin. I see you.
Do that. You got to do that up, B. You know how much money you can make with that?
Get your tickets. But
you got to use AI props. Make it look like you know them.
Be right there. How much the tickets? I need a window seat like Badu. Let me get it.
Man, I watched that video the other day. All right, let's go take another. You ain't see that video, Kamal?
The old one?
Yes.
Window seat.
From yes.
I don't know window seat. I just remember that. You mean the woman her ass is showing in the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the name of the video?
Yes.
I remember her ass. I do remember
that was a viral moment.
That was a great video. No,
oh my God. I was like, damn, them kids did you good. All right, let's take a break right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Speaking of Badu. Welcome out, y'all. Thank y'all for coming to the Remix Morning Show. I am the Ear Doctor. I would ask of y'all to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is on again. Let's get a different background like that. There we go. All right, so let me talk about it. Let me talk about some of the dope shows that come on Black Liberation Media. One of the shows that comes on is Dare to Struggle, Dare to, let me forget the name of the whole show. Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win. That's right. You should be watching this with me. They got to talk to this sister right here about what's going on in the world and what she does in the organizing space. Let's hear what they're saying.
Joya Thornton, could you please introduce yourself to the people who don't know you? I'm one of the hardest working women in this country, along with my sister ML. How you feeling?
Hi family, how you guys doing? My name is Joya. For those of you who don't know me, I am a lobbyist. I am a policy analyst, and I'm the founder of an organization, a policy organization by the name of the Faith Leaders of Color Coalition, or FLOC. This is a group that engages Black and Indigenous faith leaders in work around confronting, interrogating the capital punishment system, or as we call it, the death system in America. So I'm just really excited to be with you guys, because this is a sense of urgency that Geisha, you have me on. Cherie, is that your name as well? I'm so glad to be a part of this panel. So thank you.
Yo, go check that out as they talk about their fighting to save Tremaine Wood's life. So that's what's going on there. So make sure y'all go check that out. Damn, it's coming in full effect here. Let me there we go. There we go. All right, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show, y'all.
You got it.
You know anything about that case?
No, not individually, I do not.
Yeah. It's wild that people are still putting colored in their titles for their organizations.
I missed the part. What was the name of her organization?
Colored Coalition.
Are you making that up or that was serious?
No, I'm not.
Is he saying it wrong, Kim? Are you paying attention?
My name is Bennett. I ain't in it.
I'm just confused that people are still calling themselves coloreds. I mean, NAACP.
Get off the screen.
Welcome, everybody. It's the Thursday edition, the fall down portion of the Remix Morning Show week. It's Kim Kamau Naka, aka Ear Doctor, aka Rhyme Spitter, aka Headache Giver. When it comes to some of these questions, sir, my head be hurting. I'd just be like, I don't. I be trying to take Ear Doctor literally, and it's hard. It's hard.
Pause.
Oh, I see what you did there. Niggas 50 years old, never growing up. Love it. So anywho, Kamau, I sent you an email unless you have some other stories that you would like to address.
You got which one you want to do first?
No particular order.
Okay. I'm going to start with one called the Midas Touch.
Did I send you a Midas Touch? Okay.
You want to give background on it?
I don't fucking know. I don't know which one I sent you. I don't remember sending you one that said Midas Touch.
It says Midas Touch. Let me bring it up on the screen thing here.
Is this for the Congress people arguing?
Yeah, I think it says Rep. Joe. There you go. Can you see that?
So there is apparently some foolery afoot with this government reopening bill that the senators, in part, maybe some of the 8 Democrats that approved voted with Republicans to open the government, put some sort of weird provision in there where they were kind of allowing themselves to self-enrich or self-deal to the tune of like $500,000, something. I'm not 100% sure on what it is, but this is an exchange in Congress about this particular provision.
Okay, I'll play it now.
It's weird.
Given the opportunity for the chairman to explain the meaningful work that he's been engaged in, and I suspect that he welcomes and relishes that. So I want to talk to you about the provision that my colleague from Pennsylvania noted earlier. And this is the provision that essentially allows specifically 8 Republican United States senators to reap upwards of $500,000 payday with respect to the phone record notice provision that they've added into the bill. You support that provision?
I didn't have anything to do with it, didn't have any knowledge of it.
Not asking if you have knowledge of it. Do you support it?
Yeah. Do I support the bill? Yes. Do I support every single provision of the bill? No.
You don't find this provision repugnant? I think most American people are going to find this pretty repugnant.
I was surprised to see it in the bill. I was unaware of it. It was not.
Why not work with us to remove it?
Right. Let's see what you do.
Well, we've got an amendment.
I will tell you this. I am very concerned, and actually Democratic senators said this. I think particularly Senator Coons. I am very concerned that anybody, whether they're in the House or the Senate, is singled out and not notified that their records are being subpoenaed. That concerns me a great deal.
And does that justify?
Now, did I know about this provision in the bill? No. Do I think it needs to be in a funding bill? Not particularly. But do I think getting the governments open is important? Yes, I do. But I was unaware of the provision. So,
well, there's an amendment that will be introduced. I'm not asking a question, Mr. Chairman. Not asking you a question. Let me finish my statement, and then you'll have an opportunity. Yeah, there will be an amendment proposed to remove what I think is a deeply insidious provision. I think it is outrageous outrageous for these Republican senators to effectively guarantee themselves $1 million paydays. Retroactive provision in this bill that very clearly applies to them. The removal of all relevant immunity defenses on the part of the United States government. This is insanity to allow this provision to go forward. And I would hope that my Republican colleagues would join us in supporting.
I'll stop there.
So the Senate version of the bill to reopen the government included this instance, which I think related to the January 6th investigations. Don't quote me, but basically for the alphabet boys to open up investigations or subpoena records from senators or Congress people, the Senate added this additional provision into this bill to reopen the government, saying that should that happen, for each instance of it proven have been where the senators' records were subpoenaed or whatever, they get $500,000 per instance of which it was proven that a subpoena was given for their records. Again, I'm not explaining it the best because I don't think I fully understand it, but it exists as we see from these debates. I guess that was on the House side because now, but the House opened the government, right, Kamal?
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea if they did anything to strip that provision out the bill. It sounds like not, because it didn't seem like there was this big debate. And if they did anything to change the bill, there would have had to been a reconciliation process. So it might have become part of the. I assume it's becoming part of the
law.
It's now part of the law. Yeah,
part of the law. So that if Congress people discover that they are being investigated by, federal intelligence or law enforcement, they can bring a $500,000 claim and get paid.
And then
but
it sounds as if
only for senators, though.
Yeah, and it sounds like there's at least 8 senators who's already had their records subpoenaed, who are now retroactively going to apply this law to get the $1 million. I think that was part of what the House member was saying, is that this law specifically is relating to the fact that this has already happened, that these subpoenas have already happened, and that what they're saying is that based on this law, that can be retroactively applied to the prior subpoenas that were given, in terms of how much money that you're saying that each subpoena is worth, and that there is 8 senators who will get $1 million each, at least, again, according to the testimony that was given, and not knowing whether or not that part was stripped or not. That's what it sounds like, and that was part of his outrage. Again, the ways in which people are jacking the government, or the ways in which the rich are getting richer, not exclusive to this regime, but again, all covers are off. It's like it's the wild, wild west. It's like you make your money any which way you can, and the law now gives you the ways in which you do it, or people just, they're just like putting their eyes down or burying their head. It's like, it's okay.
See, this is why I don't get upset when people scam the government or scam corporations. I get upset when people scam each other and scam the community. I don't approve of that. But if you can risk the government of some bucks, PPP loans or whatever people was doing, it's like, good man, do it, and do it to the best of your ability that you don't get caught, because these people are literally thieving, robbing us in front of our faces. Self-dealing, self-enriching off the taxpayer dole, and yet more stringent work requirements are being put on SNAP recipients, making 65-year-olds go out there and get a fucking job to meet the work requirements to get food assistance. Meanwhile, these pampered senators who didn't miss no checks during the government shutdown for 60 days now get windfalls. Mm-hmm. Oh, burn it to the floor, everybody.
Yeah, remember, if you get busted or accused of taking government money, and you're a poor person, you're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Here, they're putting it in, making it law. They're putting it in the bills to open up the government. that they individually can benefit and take that money. Again, individually $1 million. And remember earlier we were reading several months ago about how the Justice Department can approve settlements internally, and how Trump was attempting to get, if I'm not mistaken, close to 40 or 50 million dollars from the Justice Department for them opening up a case against him, and how he said
230 million.
I'm so 230. My bad. 230 million. Didn't have to go through any approval from any senatorial, all internally through the Justice Department. And these are former Trump lawyers who are now making the decision on how much money he will get from the very federal government that was investigating him for basically stealing documents from the federal government. So it's unhinged, as you said. It's just completely unhinged. Again, we talked earlier. You have his son-in-law running around the Middle East, cutting deals left and right. My man just got a plane. He's got a plane.
Y'all better not be filing no taxes come April. Y'all better not be paying the government a goddamn dime. They are stealing your money and playing in our face directly. And not to say they've been doing it indirectly previous to this. No, they've been playing in our face and for a very long time. But come on, like can you imagine as people sit down at tax time and seriously crunch over their number, their income, their deduction, their beneficiary, whatever, and meanwhile, windfalls.
I mean, we go back to Hunter Biden, because I know people want to do both Democrats, but like Hunter Biden basically parlaying his father's vice presidency into contract after contract. I think, or was it oil contracts or some other kind of contract?
He was in Ukraine doing some shit.
Yeah. Something that he's never done before, had no expertise on whatsoever. Wasn't like his field of practice. Wasn't like he went to school. Wasn't like he spent 10 years studying the topic. It was
studying crack for 10 years. Hunter Biden got a JD in crack.
Strictly off his dad's, like his dad being the vice president. But that was all, and again, that's why the Republicans can say, like, y'all do it too. We just taking the veil off. Even the way Obama's gotten rich, right? Obama and Michelle walked into upper middle class people, but by no means rich. They leave the White House 8 years later. Their deals are like multi-$100 million deals for books. They never produced no goddamn movies or films or documentaries before their life. They got deals with Netflix. Yes. For hundreds of millions of dollars to produce some documentaries and stuff like that to keep the lie going around what the country is. They're they got the house, a huge house.
Plural houses. Oh, and then Obama, piece of shit, displacing people in Chicago to build his little funky ass library. Way to go, Barry.
Yeah. So this is all about a class of people who, again, they're not there. They were not necessarily the capitalist class, but they've done the bidding of the capitalist class. I mean, Trump obviously was. And Trump was Trump was not that great at capitalism. Obviously great enough where he knew how to, and again, speaking of like, how many times the Trump's businesses have defaulted on loans, and it's a strategy. It's like, it's a part of the old business saying of like, if you default on a loan, it's $1,000, all your shit will get taken. But if you default on a loan that's like 10 million or 100 million or 200 million, the bank is there to rearrange that loan because they don't want to put it on their books that they just lost $200 million. So they're there to refinance, right? You got to ask them. They at the door because they know you're not paying. So that's part of the scam. So you rich and you default. It's not like you're not paying any price for it for the most part. They're renegotiating with you.
That would be the real book. That's the book I really want to hear from Trump or read from Trump. Nigga, The Art of the Finesse, sir. How? Tell us. We know none of this shit is legal, or actually maybe all of it is legal for all the fuck we know. The way that shit is set up and structured for rich people to get rid of their debt or offload, the defaulted loans, all that shit is probably very legal in the, whatever. But still, how do you do this? Like, how do you owe hundreds of millions of dollars and not have to pay anybody anything, or drag your feet in paying judgments, right? Lots of people have sued Trump University, Trump, blah, blah, blah. Trump's been sued all kinds of times. Does he actually even pay any of these judgments?
I don't believe he has. I mean, again, he's supposed to be going, he was convicted as a felon. So it's not the civil lawsuits. He's actually been convicted of crimes and not, breezed in and out of a jail or whatever like that. I was going to say, like, and they get away with it because there is no law, to be honest, right? So all those and all those contracts that the contracts that the payday people who took payday loans, the contracts that Trump, imagine the difference in enforcement, because all those ironclad contracts with the bank that says if you default on these loans, we get to take A, B, C, D, E, F, G, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not enforced. No. He's not showing up in court over it. It's private negotiations. You know what? Let's just throw that contract out and let's just write a new contract. So it's not even about whether or not it's legal or like, because you signed the contract. And again, that's part of the days that we're in. We signed this contract, so now we're obligated. It's like, no, them niggas ain't obligated. They're not obligated to none of that. As soon as it changes around or it doesn't work in their benefit anymore, they don't care what contract they sign. Contracts, again, are for little people. They're for you to make sure that you feel like you're obligated now to do something and or not do something. They're never obligated. As soon as the financial situation changes for them, they're back at the negotiation table. Saying like, yeah, that was 2 years ago. Things have changed. Look at the economy now. I'm not paying you back no $200 million. I haven't even finished the project. In fact, not only am I not paying you back $200 million, you're going to loan me an extra $200 million to finish this project that we couldn't finish 2 years ago because now I need that money. And would that money go into the project? Maybe half of it. Where does the other half go? It goes back. It goes into the salary. Trump taking a salary. We're getting a payout. You know what I mean? So it's all about making us feel like if we don't pay back loans, if we don't pay back obligations, if we don't pay back student loans, then we're like lower than low. Like, we've done something to harm humanity. How can we have pride in ourselves, right? Because we've now owed somebody money, we haven't paid it back, right? And I'm talking obviously particularly towards these big institutions. So we have to have a fuck you quality about these big institutions because they survive no matter what.
But conversely, the way that we look at our own people who engage in survival behaviors, like we can't look down upon them, right? If you see people running out at a retail store, arms full of clothes or items, food, whatever, first of all, don't try to stop them. Second of all, you didn't see shit. Okay. When they ask, did you see? No, you didn't see nothing. Like in advance of the economy collapsing under Joe Biden, by the way, there was a rush or a surge in strengthening retail theft laws, right? In terms of people, the so-called retail theft rings. Now they've made a lot of these things felonies, etc. But it's like these people are doing that to literally survive, to have another stream of income. I don't think anyone's going to wear all them clothes themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's another way to put food on the table, but yet there are felony laws in place for that. But for what Trump and his ilk do every day, like the retail theft ring would have to be stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars daily for decades consecutively to even put a drop in the bucket of what Trump and his class steal from everybody else regularly.
It's the same, like, when you think about crimes of murder or crimes of killing, you kill one person, you go to prison for like all your life, right? And maybe rightfully so, right? Maybe. But if you kill 10,000 people, like, it's a war, it's military, right? So the same thing goes for finance. All of these rules are meant to make us heal, to make us believe in their system, and they don't believe in it themselves. That's why I completely agree. Like, walk the other way, close your eyes. I hate it when I go into places or people tell me about them when they work for their company and they use that we language. Like, Malcolm used to talk about that we sick boss kind of language. They use that language instantly. Like, well, we believe in this. Like, we believe in this. They will fire your ass tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, we had a problem with people stealing. We did, or Macy's did. I didn't have no problem with it. Macy's had the problem.
That's right. Macy's had that problem. Okay, I got two more that you put from the TikTok. You got a preference or bring them up?
But it's roulette, sir.
Roulette.
Wild card. Anything goes. Thank you, chat, for bearing with us. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media.
Okay, we got impact of drones hitting Gaza because people keep talking as if there's a
ceasefire. I thought there was a ceasefire. No ceasefire.
No ceasefire. Palestinians are still being murdered every day, both in Gaza and in the West Bank. The videos are horrific of what's happening, both still in Gaza and the West Bank. And basically, the pogroms, like, the famous pogroms, like going around, destroying property, harassing people as they walk down the street. There's so many videos that are coming across my feed that are showing like Palestinians who are just going to work and being stopped and harassed and brutalized by young Zionist pigs. And the other Zionists are laughing, looking the other way. Any police are not doing anything. People are getting bricks thrown at them. And these are kids that are doing it. Like not only 14, 15, they got their 9-year-old brothers out there doing it. Their 9-year-olds just like spitting on people. Jeez. And folks, and this is the environment they're living in on their land as their land is being taken away from them. I'll play the video.
Okay, guys, I'm pretending that I'm recording myself here, but actually I want to record this drone. I don't know if you can see them. I'm trying. Can you see it? This is it behind me. I'm pretending that I am recording myself because I don't want them to see me recording them. The situation is crazy here. It's crazy. It's very crazy. It's very crazy. They are hitting everywhere. It's like a new genocide, a new war. Very close. They just hit. They just hit. This is one is coming. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's behind me. This is a drone. Can you see the drone?
When he says it's a new genocide, a new war, it's such a heart, like a crestfallen feeling, like your heart just falls down into your feet again. And it's like these folks are not getting any respite. Like every time they get a tiny break, is it even really a break, right? Do they get any sort of lapse from this violence and from the starvation and from all it's? But Kamal, I see what's going on in Palestine over these past 2 years, and now I'm not now, but I'm understanding like, oh, that's 2 executive orders away from being here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Particularly the drone warfare stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, and now the media doesn't cover it at all.
At all. So
there's no coverage since the so-called ceasefire of the continual. Again, we had a couple of days ago, I think over 300 Palestinians were killed. No coverage in the media whatsoever. Instead, the coverage is still of hostage remains being sent back to Israel and the plight of the families and what happened to the hostages. But literally 200 people, 300 people, 50 people, 20 people, 30 people. Homes are being destroyed, like crops are being destroyed. There's so many different videos of them, like in water wells, speaking of water, where they're pouring cement into the wells to stop the wells from flowing, where they're burning down the orchards and all that kind of stuff that folks are growing for survival and for selling. All of that stuff is continuing over and over and over again at a faster pace, because now the idea is that they're going to clear out sections of Gaza. They're going to have military posts in Gaza. They're clearing out more of the West Bank. And again, no reporting in the Western. There's a story there not only every day, every hour on the hour, there could be a new story. Nothing that humanizes what's happening to Palestinians. Nothing that shows continually the fact that these lives are being taken away. So all of again, and we have to look at what's the propaganda value for them. This is a Western outpost I think it is interesting to see how the right wingers, that there's a section of them that is now becoming more oppositional to Israel. Whether or not it's based on good old fashioned anti-Semitism, or it's based on an idea of not wanting to pay for Israel's wars, I don't know. But it is very interesting to see that there's this breaking, at least within. But it doesn't mean that the government, that the Trump is devoted to Israel. Obviously, his son-in-law is a Zionist. And so it doesn't mean that government policy is changing, but it's interesting to see if there's going to be sort of a joining of two opposite poles, a radicalized young generation that has become anti-Zionist based on seeing this genocide happen and understanding the history of seeing Palestinians' land be taken, and in some ways even equating that, having the common understanding is like, isn't that the history of America, of Europeans coming here and taking land? I saw another video where they were showing the refugees, the Jewish, the European who happen to practice Judaism, they're the ships arriving in Palestine to get away from who? To get away from the European Christians who were continually not only killed them during World War II, but continually discriminating against them. So all of these immigrants immigrating to Palestine, all of that is being shown, and people are putting two and two together. So whether or not there's going to be this sort of unity of purpose between a hard right and a left on this issue, and if that filters into whether or not the government will continue giving Israel blank checks to do what it wants to do, we shall see. But the murder of Palestinians is still happening. The seizing of land is still happening as we speak, after the ceasefire went into effect.
So I know there was some limited amounts of aid being allowed into the Gaza Strip. Is that aid still coming in?
Limit still set in the same way. It's still being used as a punishment. And so they're not opening up the borders to let in all the aid that was promised for the ceasefire. And again, I go back and I still blame countries like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the UAE, all of these so-called Muslim and Arab countries that are supposed to be pro-Arab or pro-Muslim, who are doing nothing to stop this genocide from happening, but who also now helped take it off the front page of certain media outlets by claiming the ceasefire has happened, where nothing is happening in terms of people's day-to-day conditions, except that it's getting worse, and/or there's actually now the seizing of land and property, and the continued destruction of people's lives.
In terms of what the fight for a free Palestine looks like here stateside, I mean, I know that everyone around the world is dealing with their own stuff respectively, and I'm glad, for example, that more people are being made aware of the horrors that are happening in Sudan. But do you see the Free Palestine movement maybe being a little deflated or losing some of its energy, kind of, because this has been a 2-year long process and Trump is, rapidly making America authoritarian and putting Americans in economic distress. And so people have their own individual personal issues to deal with and maybe not allotting so much energy and attention to Palestine. How do you see where we are on this struggle from our perspective, our vantage point?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. I think one, it's the pressure of what happened to the encampments, right? The encampments were dismantled by the police. People were charged. People are still facing charges. People lost the ability to go to schools as they were expelled from their various schools. So there's that. There is the threat of more expulsions if people continued on with heightened protests. I think that's had the impact. I think the normal thing that happens on the left is that there are infighting amongst different factions around what is the road ahead, how to do this work, how to do that work. So I think those things have played large roles in deflating movement, and then again, people being scared of what the other outcomes will be if they protest on campus or whatever, because most of it was a student-led protest movement. I think there is a sense that people have moved on with their lives. I think there's a sense that the ceasefire of what it is has now taken things out the headline and or has made it less of an issue here in the United States so they can get away with more because it's not being covered. So I do think there's a sense of people being exhausted, as folks like to say, or moving on. I still think there's at least on social media, there's still a lot of outrage and a lot of things that are showing how this genocide is still taking shape and taking place. I think in other parts of the world, we still see some ways in which people are protesting, but I think some of those protests have basically been deflated here. And unfortunately, I think in some ways people have put their energies into some of these politicians, Mamdani, and what they can do in terms of being pro-Palestine. So some of it has been, again, I think the sweeping analysis of like this is the biggest outpouring of Palestinian support that the world has ever seen. I think that is true, and I think that means something. But again, unless it's continually coalesced to come out into the streets or to direct energy to keep on putting pressure, then again, it's the Palestinians themselves who are in direct line of these drones and these mass weapons of destruction that are supplied by the West. And then lastly, I think you're completely correct. I think there's a nervousness here, and you can see it amongst those who consider themselves left around what we should be doing and how much we should be acting and what kind of acts we should take, because people here are scared about, again, prison time, jail time, nonprofits having their money or their 501c3 taken away. I think there's a cast of that's being a way in which people are being told that protests will lead to serious consequences in terms of people's livelihoods and the things that they've started to accumulate. And I think people are backing off in terms of that work.
Buckle up, everybody. We're in for a rough ride.
Well, speaking of a rough ride.
Rough Riders.
Yeah. All right. Great. Let's give them the big 3 view right here. Bam. Back here working.
What you got coming up at 11, Ear Doctor?
Oh, since you asked, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tune back in at 11 o'clock. We'll be doing a hip hop history mix. It's Hip Hop History Month. So I'll be doing the mix and basically going over the history from the 70s, mid 70s, all the way up to the 90s. So make sure y'all come back for that at 11 o'clock. Been doing this hip hop thing for a while, man. Even when I was 15, I was out here spitting. I got a little visuals. You know what I did? My birthday is coming next week, so
it is.
That nowadays they take VHS videotapes and they make them digital.
Yes, where they do that at? I got a boxes full of them. I need digitized.
Oh, my bad. That's funny. I gotta ask my sister. She got it done and got to see this. This was me at 15. Okay, let's push this button.
Why you need time indeed, so calm down. Let your blood pressure drop. Resume the pace while I'm reaching the top of the plateau. Didn't you know? It seems like every time I'm coming, you gotta go.
Woo! Every time I'm coming, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
Were you in your LL Cool J phase? I felt like a LL Cool J vibe there.
Yeah, that was the windbreaker. That's when I lived down in Panama City Beach, and my sister and them came to visit. Yeah, 15 years old, man. Still
sound the same. Like your voice, obviously, you matured as a young person because your voice is the same.
A little deeper, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's that. What I did post in the chat room is that we'll be taking questions. We got like about 10 minutes at the end of this show, so we'll be taking questions from the chat room if they got questions. How about that?
We who? Us? We?
Us on the screen.
Knew some. We gonna take
Yeah.
some. Okay.
I informed them earlier and I let them know that we'll be. Who the hell is this calling me? Oh, that's spam risk. All right. So if you got questions in the chat room, other than that, while we're getting ready, what you got coming up on your show, Kim?
I can't control my passion. I got regular stuff coming up. It's regular. Like me, very regular. Just the regular.
Regular? You are so not regular, B.
I'm a little regular. I like being regular though. Regular is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
What's wrong with regular? That's the thing. Everybody
Ain't nothing
likes
wrong with regular. You just ain't regular.
Oh, well, that's kind. But you know, I like to be. I go for regular. Let me put it that way. Okay. I aim for regular.
Okay, we got something from Leia Boggs. Ear Doctor, have you thought about having Rasul Moat on the show to discuss the, why she got big words, societal elements that sparked hip hop?
Societal.
Oh,
Jesus.
Societal elements
big
that
word.
sparked hip hop.
Sir, stop.
It's not even a big word. What's wrong with you?
Societal.
I feel like y'all be education shaming.
Sorry, but you have a
I really feel like y'all be education shaming because y'all know some words that some people don't, and y'all be shaming. And I feel hurt.
Yeah, fuck you. You. You'll get over it. You'll get over it.
I feel so hurt. Education shaming.
It's gonna be slut shame. You were word shamed. He's like, I was word shamed.
Well, to answer that question, no, I don't even know who that person is. My bad. Maybe y'all do. So yeah. All right. We got another question here. Revolutionary Women's Radio. Kamal talked about sacrifice on another episode, and I deeply agree. How do we get comfortable with or stretch ourselves to take more risk and more sacrifice?
I mean, we got to join organizations or create organizations and not have those organizations just fall into the idea of doing the same old. So again, take a chance. Like, have you done a direct action? Let's start off with the easy stuff. Do a die-in. Do the things that they tell us not to do anymore, particularly for us in the Black community, the things that we've kind of been taught, like we shouldn't have any interaction with the cops. It's bad to get arrested. You got to push the envelope. So as well as doing like rallies or a demo, let's try to do some more direct actions and do some civil disobedience. Let's get beyond. I feel like there's a lot of folks who are getting back into doing some banner drop work, and I think that's fantastic. So what's the next step after we do the banner drops? We got to do things that begin to push societal norms around what it means to be outraged. And we got to do a better job of convincing our larger community that these things are needed, right? Very quickly, like, I just, although we shouldn't take any responsibility for this in some ways, but in the city council race here for the city council president, the person who won was a Black woman, and the claim in the polls was that she won mostly of Southwest Atlanta, which is largely still a Black area, right? And she lost. I mean, she beat a more progressive candidate who also happened to be Indian, but she did so on the Black woman theme. So in these small instances, in which we can put a little bit of pressure in the system by putting somebody in there who might be a little bit more left than who we have, somebody who would be opposed to Cop City as opposed to for it, somebody who'd be for affordable housing and as opposed to against it, then again, we in the community got to do far more base building and think of like creative ways to do it, like not just sitting there reading at people, but how do we get people into things? How do we get them to come out to things? What do we do to get people more active? And I just think we as organizers have to figure that out.
All right, good one. All right, got another question for you, Kamal, from Keonti. I got a question for Kamal. What's the difference for him organizing in New York versus organizing in Atlanta? And how do you manage it with your personal life?
My only personal life, I think, really is let me leave that one alone now. The New York and Atlanta are different stages in my life. So New York, I was much more of an organizer in terms of a street level organizer. I was out on my own block, we built like a library in my projects for like young people, doing anti-police brutality work, leading rallies, being a part of demonstrations, all that kind of stuff. I still was, at a certain stage helping to lead some of the organizations that I was in, but it was a different stage. I came to Atlanta married, older, about to have kids, and with a different vantage point of what needed to happen for organization. And some of that led to being a part of the Jackson Plan. It led to eventually creating CMB. And, so these days I'm much more, how do you create organization, build out structure, raise money to support the building of the organization, keep the politics radical, fight back, and at the same support younger organizers, but at the same time fight back against younger organizers who think they know everything and want to take over your organization that you started. So I think all of that plays into a different trajectory and role in life. If I'm doing the same things at 58 that I did at 28, then using something I think the ear doctor would say, that means for me that has been no growth experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
I should not be doing the same kind of groundwork that I did as a young person.
Mm-hmm.
Others need to be doing that work. And somebody like me needs to find ways to support them in doing that work and helping with strategy and all the rest of it. Personal life-wise, my life has always been wrapped around my organizing, but obviously just having kids, nothing comes before my kids. So that's like probably the most important thing personally, is making sure that my kids.
All right, we'll go with shorter answers next time.
What about my babies?
All right, so we got another question from our good Erica Brown from Brokers. Make sure y'all check her out. They dropping another one. Somebody put him on mute, or he just okay. We got another question, Erica Brown. After all these years, why doesn't Ear Doctor know how to pronounce Leah's name?
Excellent question.
It should have another E in it.
But how come you just said Leah perfectly fine just there? But when Leah asked the question, you called her Leia.
Because I do what I want. All right. And no, Erica Brown I hate when y'all make me agreeing with Ear Doctor, but I appreciate when he isn't afraid to say what he doesn't know. I think we need
and he should get laughed at sometimes for that.
Yeah, I think people should stop trying to have such a big ego, and then they don't know something. They should ask and stop acting like they know
and get laughed at sometimes.
Yeah, y'all ain't got no questions for Kim?
No, hold on. No, sir, you have a bachelor's degree and you're 50 years old. Societal should not be throwing you for a loop out here. It shouldn't, and that's not shaming.
Where do you read societal at in
a book
in high school?
Aren't you a college graduate?
Yeah, but I asked you a different
question. What is your degree in
African studies?
Yeah, they don't use the word society, societal.
Yeah, society. I don't really hear societal, and I ain't never seen it spelled. Damn, look at y'all. Y'all are so shameless. Oh, I wish we were talking about fat people right now, because then y'all face would be so. See how that works? See how that works? Oh, but you can read a book. Oh, you can lose weight. How about that? So if I say that, to a fat person, be like, you know what? You can lose weight. You don't gotta be fat. Y'all could be like, oh, you can read. You don't have to not know this word. See how that works?
No, it's not the same thing.
I don't see how that works at all.
And you got on me when I say words wrong.
Because you claim to be an intellect.
Oh, so now it's okay to shame.
I mean, when you claim, I never claimed to be a you
always pumping your Morris Brown degree. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
like you went to a real college.
It's a liberal arts degree, so it's not a words degree.
All right, I'm gone. I gotta go.
Y'all mad disrespectful. Make sure y'all come out to Kamal's book signing next week on the 22nd in California, as you'll be
all degrees are word degrees. Every degree is a word degree. Basically.
All college is memorization. I mean, let's be real about it. You memorize stuff. So the test come. The day for the test comes. You memorize it and you know it. Is it really that hard, y'all? Come on. So, tell them about your California book tour.
Oh, yeah. So I'll be in Los Angeles. I'll be in Los Angeles next weekend.
Is this what early onset Alzheimer's looks like? Is this? Are we?
I'll be in Los Angeles next weekend, November 22nd at 6 p.m. at 6533 West Boulevard. No Cop City, no Cop World, Black Lantern Books, a project that is sponsored by Community Movement Builders, an actual physical space of a library. It is also the space where our CNB chapter does its work out of. So if you in LA or you want to fly to LA, I'm working flying to LA. Take a bus, take a plane, take a car. Come see me. Let's discuss organizing. Let's discuss Cop City. Let's discuss what we got to do to save ourselves and our people. Let's have a large, big discussion about it. And I will sign some books. I know my signature is worth gold.
With his quill.
That's what you got to do.
Quill out.
That's what you got to do during this time period. You got to get signed books from Kamal. And that shit going to be worth millions of dollars. Because when the AI3 niggas come down, they're going to be like, if you want to get on the alien train, in addition to your check for $30,000 to them, and then your check of $10,000 to me, do you have a signed copy of the Kamal book? That's the passageway. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's not AI3. What are they called?
It's 3i Atlas.
And y'all talk about me.
We'll allow it.
See, that's what you do. That's what you do in college. You memorize. And I see you can't do that too good there, can you?
AI.
Anyway, I want y'all to tell us if you see be looking in the skies, y'all. There are a lot of reports. I've seen the videos. A lot of people are seeing unusual things in the air because 3i Atlas has sent out the probes. So,
probes?
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
You can't do pause on that. They're sending out the probes.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I say certain things and I just get, tomatoes thrown at me. Kim talks about,
because
I'm with you, Kim. There's no way we're the only people in this universe on one planet, and there's nobody.
Are you on mute somehow, B?
Who?
Somehow we got muted. Are we all muted?
I'm not muted. I don't think so.
What happened?
I can't hear Kim, nor can I hear the ear doctor.
You hit a button.
Yeah, you hit a button.
You hit a button.
I don't see nothing.
Might have to just end the show.
Can y'all
hear me? You in mono, it's weird. Now the way your sound is.
You're all muted. Kai said your mic just changed, Kamal. So you pushed the button.
Mm-hmm.
You just ready to leave. No, I mean, come on, just say it. Y'all don't want no more questions. Y'all ain't ask Kim no question.
Cause I ain't got nothing to ask me, man. I'm transparent. They know everything about me. You know what I mean? There's nothing, no mystery here.
Okay. Damn.
You can.
What happened? All right, so we'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for some more.
Minute. You guys can hear me? Ahead of you guys.
But your mic sounds different.
What y'all saying though?
Your mic is different.
I didn't touch nothing on my computer.
Alphabet boys.
Never mind.
Interference.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Anyway. Well, y'all have a great day. We out of here. And as Large Professor would say, stop faking the phone. Peace out, y'all. Come back at 11.
Remix. 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 Remix.